Then I wanted to make sense of how does it work being an unpaid carer if you're also self-employed or a freelancer? Because there's nothing really out there that I was seeing. So I started to dig around, ask around, and no one was talking about this. So I researched it. And what I found a few years ago was that there's over 500,000 people who are self-employed, freelancing, and also unpaid carers. But we're all hiding away because we're the only type of unpaid carer that is not recognized in policy or legislation for carers. So we're more likely to be in poverty. There are no supports for us from carer organizations or from business support agencies. So that sense that, we often see injustices and we all think someone should do something about that. So I had the idea, looked around, somebody isn't here yet, so I'll have a go. So I started to try and share stories where I could, anecdotes. And that's led to my being invited to lead roundtables in national and global freelancer and kind of consultant events. I've started a blog series as well, so occasional blog posts where I've captured the stories anonymized for where people have shared, well, this is how I've approached it, this is how I've reconciled it and held these tensions together. And then IPSI, the Independent Professionals and Self-Employed sector body, also very encouragingly picked up my initial research and notes and built on it. And they've now created their own policy position on this, which has led to my subsequently being invited to have conversations with the Department for Business and Trade and other government bodies. Not that anything's going to change anytime soon, but it helps me make more sense of self-employed, freelance, and an unpaid carer. And encouragingly, I'm also regularly getting messages back from people going, you know what, it's so encouraging that someone else is speaking out for us because we're just hidden. No one knows how to have the conversations with us. But some of those invitations that I've had to not only attend events, but actually lead them and facilitate them and be the face of unpaid carers who are self-employed freelancing has been a bit daunting in places, because part of it has been, who am I to do this? I'm an unpaid carer. I have this living experience, and I've done some of the research. I've got the numbers and the statistics that show, because we're not recognized, because we're not being supported, the wider economy is losing over £10 billion a year that could easily be plugged. But what's encouraging is through those conversations, so many people keep stepping up and going, thank you for sharing that. Something I found really encouraging. One of the concerns, I think, why so many of us, of these nearly 1 million self-employed unpaid carers have about identifying ourselves, about standing up and going, this is me, is because our clients book us because we can fix a problem for them. We can be responsive to the need and the issue on their time and scale. If you're an unpaid carer, you can't always offer that flexibility, and you may have to drop everything at no notice to take someone to A&E or to arrange an emergency cover. So my concern was, as I disclose this to clients, how are they going to take it? Am I going to lose work? My experience in this is positively disclosing it to clients on a first date conversation with them, which is, I can do this work with you, but be aware of this consideration. This is the risk it poses to my working with you, and this is how I manage it and mitigate it, has meant that no client has actually then withdrawn from working with me or asking me to work with them. If anything, I had one client come back and say, we're going to change the design of the program so that we can make sure we can get at you to be part of supporting this work. And another client came back to me and said, we're so glad and appreciative of what you shared and how you shared it, because in our team of employees, we've known some have caring responsibilities, but we've never known how to start the conversation because it's not something we do in polite sort of British society. But because of what we've done with you, we can now do that. So as an organization, we can support our team better as well.